Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome back to another Monday morning with in Grit City.
Yep, it's beautiful weekend.
It
What
is,
a
yeah,
treat!
totally.
What a treat,
The
especially
leaves are changing. The cold, wet. I took out the air conditioning, put in the window in the garage.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's the if I was a spring cleaning, fall cleaning kind of guy, I probably would have done some more this weekend.
Yeah, I gotta clean out my garage.
Well, You're starting out from a different square.
Yeah, it's still a pretty bad square though.
Yeah. But it's not.
It's not your square.
It's not the annual. It's not keeping up with the annual decrease.
No, it's the first square.
Yeah, exactly. Square one.
And it's go
Yeah.
if you're playing Monopoly.
But you got to clean out your garage for the winter.
Just like over the years, it's just accumulated like debris and dirt and spider webs
Mhm.
and
Do you have a
vines.
nice shop vac?
No, but I know someone that does,
Oh yeah.
and I'm going to borrow it.
Oh, there you go. That's good enough.
Yeah, so there's some old insulation in there I got to get rid of too, which is kind of a pain in the butt.
Yeah. Have you gone to the dump very much
I
with
love-
your new place?
Not only once so far,
Once
but
so
I'm
far. That's not bad.
huge fan of the dump.
It's nice. You get a good deal.
Yep,
Local discount.
yep, $20.
Yeah. $20 under 400 pounds, I think.
Yeah, which you have to.
400 pounds is quite a bit.
A lot of garbage to get up to 400 pounds.
Yeah, because I'll fill my truck up with, as long as it's not anything especially heavy, and it's rare that it'll get up to 400.
Yeah. But yep. So got the.
Did you do anything fun this weekend? I was mostly working. I had work Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
I just went by the tracks and took pictures of trains. That's mostly what I did for fun. I didn't.
Any ones in particular? You make any videos that we should be on the lookout for?
No, not yet. I think if the weather's nice these next couple weekends, I might throw something together. It's just been busy this last month to make it. But any ones that that really stood out to me that I was like really excited about. Nothing that like knocked my socks off,
Mm-hmm.
I saw some Union Pacific switcher locomotives, which are pretty uncommon to see around here because they usually just sit in the yards and you can't go into the yards because it's private property and stuff. But I guess they were getting moved from Fife to Albina, Oregon, so they were just on a train, so that was cool to see. But I might post them to Instagram one of these days.
Cool.
Yeah. Other than that, I hung out. I think you saw me.
Oh yeah, you went
Friday
to the
night.
West End pub.
Yeah, that place just gets bigger and bigger the more you walk into it.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
it doesn't look very big from the outside, and then
but
it just
it's
goes
got the whole pool room,
further and
the
further back.
The pull tab bar. And
Yeah, the sports area that's got like it feels like there's just TV, like an entire like circumference of the room is just covered in TVs.
You got to be able to see the game from every seat.
Yeah. Oh, I guess that would be perimeter. Circumference if it's a circular
If
room.
it's a circle.
But yeah, no, a lot of TVs. The Mariners were playing. They had that.
Oh yeah, I think they lost.
Yeah. Well,
Steven was
that
upset.
night. Friday night they should have beaten the Rangers unless the Rangers came back by like 9 runs in 2
yeah.
innings. Yeah, they were doing really well by the time I left. But I didn't stay for the whole game because it's.
Because I remember Steven being very upset.
Was
that
he a
night.
Texas Rangers fan?
No, he's a Mariners fan. So maybe there's a chance they came back, or maybe it was the next day.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't pay much attention to baseball, but they were doing really well when I was watching.
Well, that's good.
But yeah, I got the popcorn shrimp, and I'm not sure why they call it popcorn shrimp, other than the fact that you just, it's finger food. It's,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just fried.
Yeah, you're right.
battered
They
and
don't pop
fried.
it. It has nothing to do with corn.
Yeah, so I'm
Yeah, 'cause
curious
it's
as
in a
to
kernel. Yeah, where did that come from?
Yeah.
The popcorn and popcorn shrimp? That's a
Yeah.
good question.
maybe like I don't know, like with certain batters and the way you fry it, maybe it kind of looks like popcorn. I don't know.
Yeah, but even still, that's like not the strongest relationship.
No, not even close. I mean, a lot of things could.
And popcorn shrimp is famous, but there's also popcorn chicken or other
Mm.
popcorn things that are served in that way.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's a great question. Maybe they served it in those,
the
the classic
popcorn.
popcorn container.
Yes,
And maybe that has more to do with it.
that's
the container
probably it. If I had to guess, but yeah, hung out on Friday night. That was fun. Then watched the Sounders on TV because they were away in Nashville, and it was a draw. Which I'll take a draw on the road, especially against a team as good as Nashville.
Oh yeah, is Nashville one of the best teams?
I would argue they have the best player in MLS, Hani Mukhtar.
Wait, what about Messi?
Well, Messi's out for the rest of the season. He's got a hamstring injury.
Okay, so if you have an injury, then you're not the best player, I guess.
Well, here's the thing: is I just didn't see a lot of Messi in regular season play. I mean, he did really well in Leagues Cup, but Leagues Cup is different than MLS regular season play. So I would
So
need.
he might not have the regular season.
I just need to see more of
Mhm.
him before I really make a determination. But I'm not going to figure it out by the end of this season
Yeah,
for
'cause
sure,
he's-
since he's out. So
He's out.
Hani Mukhtar is still number one in my book.
All right. Well, I like that. I like that stance.
Yeah.
Did he score on us?
No, he didn't.
There we go.
Scoreless, both sides.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Jackson Reagan, one of our defenders, had a monster game. I mean, that's what it was. It was defense that basically, that game was all defense. I mean, neither team could just break through the other team's defense, which was actually kind of fun to watch.
Yeah, you like a defensive stopper.
Yeah, like especially if like somebody breaks away and a defender's able to like catch up with them and tackle
yeah,
them or
and
something. It's great.
Prevent it from getting even out of their foot.
It's fantastic. Or goalies making incredible saves is almost as exciting as getting a goal.
Oh yeah. Well, I was just talking the other day about the so the strategy. Like basically, you can kick it left, right, or center, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the goalie can decide whether to jump left, right, or stay center.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I heard that the reaction time, like you pretty much have to jump before, like as the goalie, before they've made the kicker has made their decision.
I think that's true. That's why.
So you have like a 1 in 3 chance of guessing it correctly, essentially.
Yeah.
And it's like very close. So like the guy shooting the ball also can, like, it's very rare to be able to see the guy jump unless he jumps way too early.
Yeah, I think that's why in penalty shootouts where it's just, a guy shooting in front of the goal, there's nothing else going on, nothing else in the way. That's why the shooter usually ends up beating the goalie.
Yeah, right. But I was thinking, so like you have like a 2/3 chance of success as the guy shooting, but then there's some psychology of like what way is this guy more likely to go on both ends, and like I was kind of wondering what the percentages are of success. Like, do you know for like a good penalty kick shooter, does he score like 80% of the time, or
probably even more than that?
Even more than that. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because I guess like there's also that, but you can also like you can kind of go high and low
miss.
Too, right?
Okay.
And
high seems a lot harder to get.
Yeah. Or like let's say your best foot is your right foot, and maybe you try this penalty on the left foot. Goalie might not be expecting that.
Okay. So there's the more variables you can mix up, the less likely the goalie is to be able to guess all of those elements together.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, so then what would like a bad penalty kick shooter to shoot?
Just be
like, would he be above?
He'd still be pretty high.
He'd still be above like 75%,
yeah,
maybe.
You have to really suck to
be bad.
To be bad at penalty kicks. I feel like it's something that's almost fundamental shooting on the goal.
Okay, so like when you have 5 in you get 5 penalty kicks at the end.
It depends. Typically, yes. In regulation, each team takes 5.
Okay, so is it normally like 4-4, or like 4-5?
It's usually that close.
It's
yes.
usually 4-5, but usually 4-5, and like if you miss one, it's like, oh, you lose.
Yeah, you lost the game pretty much.
Okay. So a goalie making one great save could make the whole difference.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's kind of cool. I like that better. It's almost more than a testament. It's like it's for the goalie.
Yeah. I mean, if the goalie
can succeed, the shooters can only fail.
The shooters can succeed too, because here's the thing: if your goalie makes, let's say the other team misses one, right? So they're at 4, and you're about to take the 5th shot, right?
Oh, that last
if
clutch one
if
is
you
very
miss, then it's another round of 5, right?
Oh, it's a whole nother round.
Yep, they just keep going. You'll sometimes get like games where the result is like 0-0 in regular time, and then in the penalties it's like 14-15. It just goes on and on. Eventually, it gets to a point where the goalies shoot on each other.
Oh, really? Has that ever happened, or have you ever seen it?
Oh, I haven't seen it myself because I haven't been in a game where the penalties went on that long. But if you get into like a third round of penalties, so you're looking at 15 each, it goes through the goalie.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a double?
Yes, actually. It was the MLS playoffs in 2021. It was Sounders versus Real Salt Lake, and Real Salt Lake beat us.
Heartbreaking.
It was heartbreaking.
But that's the fun, I guess.
It makes winning without losing. What is winning, right? Without the heartbreaking losses, what are the snatching victory from the jaws of defeat? Those kinds of wins. So yeah. Also, the Sounders have rebranded.
What do you mean?
So their logo and word mark has changed. They're doing it for the 50th anniversary of the team. So like the badge that they have on their uniforms and their logo. So that's changed. They also have a few other like secondary and tertiary logos they use for like merchandising and stuff like that. The colors are changed a little bit too. So it's still blue and green, but there's also like
there's like a little white in it now.
It's not quite white. It's almost like an aqua sort of color. Very, very light blue.
Do you like the change, or I guess there's lots of elements to like or dislike.
I'm leaning favorably towards the change, but it's going to be one of those things where I'm gonna have to see what it looks like on like the uniforms and stuff, and like
see it in action,
and all the
well, because it's also like how associated it is with like a winning season. That's what I feel. It's like Willie's been celebrating. It's the 10-year anniversary of the Seahawks winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
and so like to me that era's Seahawks jerseys are much better than maybe they should be, just because they're associated with the winning.
I think so too. I wonder if the success of a rebrand sort of hinges on the performance of that season right after you rebranded, right?
Yeah, right.
But I mean, I think a lot of people still have an attachment to the old brand because
they were invested in it.
Well, yeah, and not only that, but you're talking 2 MLS Cups and a CONCACAF Champions League and U.S. Open Cups and a Supporters Shield and all these accolades. But I'm in favor of the rebrand. I think it's okay. I think
was there like a reason for it?
A lot of MLS teams have been rebranding. I think a lot of them saw their logos as products of their time.
Oh, okay.
Right. Either they're like overly complicated or they're kind of gimmicky.
They just feel like they're of an older era and they need to be with the newer era.
Yeah, for sure. If you'll notice, like, if you look back in the 80s to like the NASL or like the 70s, a lot of those teams had like soccer balls in their logos. Whereas now it's much less common to have a soccer ball in your logo.
Everyone's like, we get it. We're playing soccer.
Yeah, because if you look at other leagues, football, for instance, not a lot of, if any, teams have a
footballs in their logo.
So, yeah, the logo simplified.
Basketball has has a decent amount.
Yeah,
for some reason. Maybe just because it's easier to just have us. I don't know. Circle's not that hard to incorporate. But
yeah, I feel like some sports have a much tighter sort of like brand identity. Like baseball's a lot of just like initials, right? For logos. Like New York Yankees, that monogram is just so famous.
Yeah,
like
on a dark brown blue hat.
Yeah. But yeah, I think MLS is just trying to be taken more seriously. So a lot of teams have been rebranding, but a lot of them are sort of products of like late 90s, early 2000s design decisions, like gradients and like back when graphic design was becoming much more accessible on computers. So people were like, let's go crazy. And I think it's the same thing we're seeing now, where a lot of just like brands that you go buy from the store or something are simplifying, like Pringles, for instance. The Pringles man lost his hair and
really
and stuff like that. And much simpler.
I didn't hear about this. The Pringles guy lost his hair?
Yeah, have you had Pringles in a while?
No, how recently was this?
Maybe a couple years
ago.
Yeah,
I think I've had Pringles in that amount of time.
Yeah.
I didn't pay that close attention to his hair.
Yeah, he's minimalism, right? Going back to less complex graphics and logos, stuff that's simpler, and I think generally more recognizable. But I'm happy with the rebrand, I see it favorably. I'll make my final decision next season when it's fully incorporated into everything and see how well it fits. But I think the Sounders did it right. They put out thousands of surveys and did hundreds of hours of talks with fans and ownership and other stakeholders, and I think they wanted to sort of incorporate like the heritage of the team too, because the Sounders have had, before this rebrand, 4 previous logos, right? So you have the MLS logo, the previous MLS logo, which they're still using right now, and then before that you have the USL, and then the it's like the American Professional Soccer League, like the APSL.
Oh, okay. So it's a different one for each league, essentially.
Yeah, and then there's like one for the NASL too. So
there's so many leagues in soccer; it's hard to keep them straight.
It's because soccer just never had a hard time being, I guess, solvent or profitable. So there's a bunch of leagues from like the 70s and 80s that folded, ran out of money. Even in the earlier MLS days, you had franchises that went bankrupt. For instance,
they went bankrupt and nobody wanted to buy them.
Yeah, it wasn't working. I think the Miami Fusion was one of them. Tampa Bay Rowdies was another.
They just went under.
Yeah. Miami now has a team again, but it's a completely different
league.
Leadership and stuff like that.
Is it even in the same league?
It's still the same, MLS. The 2 big professional soccer leagues in the U.S. now are MLS and USL, which Sounders used to be USL, but 2009 they got an expansion team into the MLS. So it's interesting to see, 50 years and new rebrand. So I think the Sounders did it a lot better than some of the other MLS teams rebranding.
Some of them look pretty bad.
Chicago Fire and CF Montreal were so bad that Chicago Fire's rebrand didn't even last one season until they rebranded.
They did it again. They're like this. No, people hate it.
Montreal, CF Montreal was so bad the fans lit the front office on fire and vandalized it.
They really did?
Yes.
Wow. For
Yep.
the logo being so bad? So
Yeah.
this is serious business.
I mean, they're Frenchmen, so they setting things on fire and vandalizing stuff when things don't go their way is in their blood, but,
I guess.
I mean, it was pretty outrageous, but I think, so they're rebranding again.
Yeah. Well, they'll mess it up again. You only got one front office to burn.
Yeah. I hope they don't mess it up again. That'd be bad. You don't want your front office to get burned down.
Mm-mm.
I don't think they actually burned it down. They threw like Molotov cocktails at it and stuff. See,
I think that counts.
See, for every other MLS franchise, the fans would just boycott the games, but Montreal, they don't fuck around. They just start throwing Molotov cocktails and shit.
It's cold there. They got to warm it up.
Warm it up. But yeah,
well, that's a good soccer update.
Yeah, big news around here because the Sounders brand, and it's one of our teams.
Yeah, right.
It's one of our teams.
Well, you see it constantly. You see it all over the place.
Yep. Other news, I mentioned last episode, there's renovations happening at the Tacoma Mall.
That's right.
So there used to be a Sears there, right? Got
Mm-hmm.
knocked down, and there's a lot of empty space, and you've seen other buildings built around the mall that have tenants. For instance, like there's that Nordstrom rack that's connected to the Total Wine.
Okay, yeah.
It's like, so we're getting 3 more of those buildings.
Oh, of those just like auxiliary, not connected to the main walking mall.
Which I think might actually be interesting because...
I mean, there's a bunch of them already.
Yeah. So that there's more being added, which I think is good because there's a lot of vacant space in that area, and I think it'd be good to fill it.
Do you know what kind of stores are moving in?
Not entirely sure what the tenants are, but one of the buildings will have a drive-through, so that probably implies some food business that allows
I like
drive-through.
a drive-through. I mean, right now it's just the Krispy Kreme pretty much over there.
Yeah, it's
as far as drive-through.
Yeah, I didn't even know you could drive through a Krispy Kreme.
Oh yeah, you gotta be able to drive through a Krispy Kreme.
Man,
you don't want the shame
of walking out,
someone seeing you.
They should do drive-through sex stores.
Yeah, it might be tough to fit through the window.
Yeah, it would be. Also, I feel like, when you go to Krispy Kreme, there's only one thing you really want from Krispy Kreme. But other stores, sometimes you got to walk around and browse.
Yeah, it's like maybe you're getting this, maybe you're getting that.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's happening. So that's starting pretty soon. Not sure what the timeline is to have it done, but
okay.
I hope we get some cool stuff.
Yeah.
So that's rest in
Keep
peace,
that,
Sears.
Keep that in our eyes. Yeah, Sears. I almost never went. I think I've been to Sears 3 or 4 times. I never was a Sears guy.
Neither was I. I went a few times because I think that's where my mom would go for tires.
Okay.
But I haven't been in one since then.
Yeah, I feel like it's for things that I would go to Home Depot for.
But you can't get dresses at Home Depot.
Yeah, or a variety of other stores.
Yeah. No, it's Sears just got complacent. It was like the Amazon of its time, and then it just started.
Then people started being more specific, or actually, I don't even really know what the story of Sears why it.
I think Sears
didn't become Walmart.
I think like other Sears competitors started to take up more, I guess, recent sort of inventions in how to operate a store that like really.
It's gotta just be all supply chain stuff, right?
That's a big part of it. I also think that as far as like having an online presence or just having fast delivery. And I'm not sure what Sears return policies were, but people
tough to compete with Amazon on those 3.
It's very difficult to compete with Amazon on all 3 of those. So That's definitely part of it, and also just bad management.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you have bad management, it doesn't matter what you do. It's only half or a third as effective as it would be, and if you had decent management at the helm,
Mm-hmm.
you can try all the innovations you want, but bad leadership is bad leadership. Did you see that at Meadow Park Golf Course they're doing glow golf?
Yes, I did actually.
Yeah, at
Because
nighttime.
Logan and I went there twice in the last 2 weeks, and so they have these things. And actually, that's funny because that was one of the things I was going to bring up
Mm-hmm.
was just that Logan and I, we were Logan for his birthday wanted to go to Top Golf,
Yeah.
but then he was like, I don't want my first time to go to Top Golf and not be any good on my birthday.
Right.
So we were like, okay, well, let's do a little practice, find a driving range, figure our shots out.
Mm-hmm.
So we go to Meadow Park because it's there's probably 5 or 6 golf courses in 6-7 mile radius of here.
Yep.
It's the only one with a driving range.
Yep.
Which to me, I would think that'd be kind of a standard thing to accompany your golf course. Even like a very minor. I mean, it doesn't take much to make a
really
driving range,
doesn't.
especially if you already have a whole golf course.
Yeah.
But
That's kind of wild.
They had like regular driving range section, but they also had a section with the tracker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Where it'll show you where your ball goes and how far and the line and all that. And we were intimidated by it. So we've gone twice now and done 2 large buckets each time or whatever.
Yeah.
And peeking in, seeing what's going on. Hard to even see how to sign up for it.
But it's at the pro shop, isn't it?
I think you have to reserve them ahead of time a little bit or something like that. But then at the same time, we were seeing that night, and we were wondering how glow in the dark it is.
I think it's very glow in the dark.
Oh yeah.
Because the golf balls, I think, actually have an LED light inside of them.
Oh, it's an actual light
yes,
inside
I believe the golf balls
rather
have a
than
light
just reflective
as
off
well
of
as
something.
like the flag poles are lit up. I think the limits of the course have lights on them, so you can sort of see like where your left and right limits are, like where fairway turns into rough and stuff. And they also give you like glow sticks and stuff to put on yourself.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's kind of fun.
Yeah, no, it looks very cool. I just wonder what the performance is of LED light up golf balls.
Yeah, when you hit them, how true they fly.
I imagine they're nowhere near like a Titleist or
yeah,
whatever.
But how would I know really?
But
there's so many variables in golf. You could just convince yourself that it's because your foot is pointing outside.
And this isn't for golfers.
It's for
this
people
is
who
for
have
this is for
fun.
everyone. Metro.
You're making fun.
Yeah, exactly. Because no one's using the golf course at night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got all that space.
But it's 9 holes. I believe it's through Metro Parks Tacoma who's running it.
Okay.
And it's $40, and it's from
$40 a person.
$40 a person.
All right.
That doesn't include tax.
All right.
And it's happening now.
Do you get a golf cart?
I don't think you get a golf cart. It's only 9 holes. It's not that long of a walk.
I guess that's
if you were
true.
doing 18, then be like, I might want a
Bring
cart.
a cart. Right.
Yeah, really, it's not even like when I've played golf. It's not that the walking is really tiring. It's that it just makes it go on so much longer when you have to walk from place to place. Golf goes. I mean, you can fly through a course if you're driving with a cart.
Oh, totally.
Like you can do 9 holes in like less than an hour.
Well, that's what I was looking to do. I was even thinking sometime this week because we went to the driving range twice, and I was trying to convince Logan. I was like, hey, doing the 9 holes of the par 3 at Furcrest is, only like $5 more per person than a large bucket of balls at the driving range.
Yeah.
But it's not as much fun if you're just chasing your ball from rough to rough.
Yeah, no, it's not. I haven't played in forever because I'm afraid of that exact thing.
Yeah, it's scary.
It is. It's intimidating, especially if there's like a group that like is right behind you, and it's like, oh shit, we gotta go quick.
Oh yeah, right.
You know, we don't want these guys waiting for 20 minutes for us to finish with the hole.
Totally. If you're not playing good, play fast.
Yeah. Although if you're, especially if you're like a foursome, you let people play through.
Yeah, right.
You know, that's the polite thing to do. It's a gentleman's game.
Of course.
Which I think the Ryder Cup is going on, actually.
Yeah, that's the American-British one.
America versus Europe, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Europe, I guess. Yeah, it's something like it starts at 3 in the morning and then finishes at noon.
Mm-hmm.
I think it finished at noon today or already.
Yeah.
Or yesterday.
Yeah. But yeah, the other thing I wanted to say about that is, it's happening from now until December 30th. So
It's a pretty good run.
yeah, so even if you're busy this month, there's next month.
And then the month after that
Yeah.
as well.
We went to Chromeo at Showbox Soto. That was a fantastic show. Great.
That's right. I almost forgot that was within this week. It's been.
It's been a long
felt
week.
like it was a while ago.
Yeah.
I was trying to remember why I didn't go to the mic on Monday, and I seriously was like pounding my head because I'm like, on Thursday I went and saw Matt McCusker, which was a great show at the downtown club. He was awesome. But then I was like, but Monday, what was I? Why would I have not gone to the mic? I always go to the mic.
Yeah.
But a great reason to go see Chromeo.
Yep.
The lighting was astounding.
Oh my goodness, yes.
I mean, the light show stole the energy.
Yeah, I would say that the light show. I mean,
the way they had their 2 chrome guitars and the light would hit it and reflect off
of
into
it.
just.
Yeah, and because it was they had the room decently smoked up, so it was like beams of light.
Oh yeah.
From their
well, and the box they were in, the smoke stayed in there pretty well. So it was. I mean, there was times when they were setting up where the smoke was thick. I think thicker than it ever was when they were playing.
Oh, absolutely.
But you couldn't even see anything in it at all.
Yeah.
It was just blue.
Yeah. No, it was
kind of like my garage.
But yeah, that was a great show. Showbox Soto is a good venue. I like that. I like that spot a lot.
Great venue.
Yeah, but what a blast.
Yeah, it's there's a lot of different types of music I listen to, but that's the kind of music that you got to go to, that the show is worth going to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where it gives you the energy to dance around, but it's not the full like everybody's. It wouldn't have been if it was much more. I would have been exhausted.
Yeah,
it was just enough.
Yeah, I think so too. They had pretty good stage presence. They were a lot of fun.
They had a cool dynamic of like the cool tall slick guy and the more like New York beatsy guy.
Yeah. But that was fun. If Chromeo comes back, which I'm sure they will at some point, although this was the first time they'd been back in I think 4 years. They said.
No,
because
every 4 years isn't that bad?
No, it's not that bad. But yeah, check out Chromeo or go to check out Showbox.
Yeah, the Showbox Soto.
Yeah, it's great. I haven't been to Showbox downtown. Have you been to Showbox downtown?
I think I have, but it's been a long time.
Okay.
Speaking of great venues, so I think in the past we've discussed the is it the Royal Theater up by Doyle's, up by downtown.
Landmark Theater.
The Landmark. No, is it called the Landmark Theater? The small one.
Oh, Temple Theater.
The Temple Theater? I don't think that's it either. The movie theater.
Oh. Yeah, I know what you're talking about now. It's
Is it not? Is it the Royal? Is that what it's called?
I think it might be actually.
The Rialto? No, that's the name of the hotel.
No, that's the like opera theater.
Yeah. But anyway, for Logan's birthday, which is in like 2.5 weeks, actually we might even have to push it back to see if we can get enough tickets sold. But we're gonna rent out the theater and do a screening of Beans.
Yes.
So we'll be promoting that as much as we can in the next couple of weeks,
Okay.
and trying to get tickets, try to get some merch, try to get some concessions sold. So I think it's like $300 to rent the theater for 3 hours.
That's not too bad.
Yeah, not too bad at all. And so especially if we can sell some tickets and some merch and concessions and that kind of thing, and have a big party for Logan's birthday and do a screening of Beans, and we'll have the theater for another couple hours after that. So we're going to figure out things to fill it with as well.
Excellent.
But yeah, look out for that, and we'll be promoting it next week too as well. So
Yeah.
yeah, so
Well, I'll bring
stay tuned.
myself and probably someone else.
There we go. I've got a couple tickets already.
Nice. Yep.
It'll be quite the event.
I'm looking forward to it. It's certainly going to beat the shit out of that Tacoma Film Festival, I'll tell you.
Yeah, well, it was disappointing to not be accepted, but I think it was something like they changed the rules, and then we didn't comply with the new whatevers.
Yeah.
So that's fine. But I mean, there's always next year.
There-
There's more film festivals in the future.
Yeah.
But I think it'll be really fun to have the in person and to make it an event, because every time we've done like small screenings, they've been very successful.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. I'm looking forward to that. I would really enjoy going to that.
And it'd be fun if we could get like people we don't know as well to
Ooh,
come. You know,
yeah.
just some surprise.
Are you gonna
theater,
come
theater.
out and say some words as the director?
Yeah, I think we might have a Q&A afterwards.
Nice.
I think we're gonna have a vote to see who ate more beans,
Okay.
because it's you know it's hard to tell.
It's hard to tell. Okay. Well, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. So keep that's on the to-do list. I actually think it's a thing for us to do. We're gonna do today is maybe make a poster.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I like it.
So.
I like it. You said Matt McCusker was good?
Matt McCusker was great. Yeah, McCusker. So Logan was hosting for him.
Yeah.
And he had some great shows. And yeah, he was here Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And so on the Thursday show, because I wasn't working, I popped in, and yeah, he just had like some really interesting bits. Like he had a bit about happiness, and about how like he read this study that people who win the lottery and people who are paralyzed a year after the event occurring, if you measure their happiness, it's about the same.
Oh my goodness.
And the general science, what they say about it is, it's like you're just acclimatized to whatever your new state is, and then you
Right.
reach a new medium, and then so it's like shifting your state is what brings you happiness. Like you'll settle into the same as everybody else.
Right.
But he had a different theory, where he was like, I actually think it's just because the lifestyle of those two people becomes very similar. Like when you win the lottery, what do? You quit your job.
Yep.
You sit on the couch. You watch TV. You eat potato chips.
Yep.
Very similar for the person who just lost their legs.
I heard the crowd was a bit tough on Thursday. At least
It was a little
that's
tougher
what-
for Thursday, for
That's
sure.
that's what Corky was telling me.
Yeah, it definitely was, but I don't know, the feature didn't do that great on Thursday, and that can kind of make a difference.
Right.
But I don't know. I usually don't gauge it by the crowd whether or not I think the person did well.
Yeah,
But it's hard. It really is hard to separate.
yeah, for sure.
But he just had like 10 or 11 different like bits that I hadn't really heard anyone come at before. You know, or were pretty distinct and interesting and
Yeah, that's always
memorable.
good to hear. How did who was the guy at on
It was
Friday at
John
Roy?
or John Roy.
Yeah, how'd he do?
He was fine.
Mhm.
You know, it seemed like the people liked him. No one was really upset. You know, the feature did not do that great, and he was kind of worried. And he was like, "Oh no, was the crowd bad?"
Yeah.
And I'm kind of like, the crowd was not great, but you definitely had like a lot of long pauses where you're gathering your thoughts that could have been tightened up.
Yeah.
But he did the show on Sunday, and I didn't work that show. I got
Okay.
called off at the last minute. So I haven't heard back to see how he did his full 45 minutes, but
Ooh, full 45.
because that's the way they've been doing it. Is they give it's like a local headliner level comic. They'll give them the Sunday show, and then you get so they get that one show on Sunday. But then they're also the feature for the weekend coming up to that.
Gotcha.
So they get a little warm up.
Yeah. I got one more interesting thing I just wanted to talk about. Etc. The clothing
Oh
brand,
yeah, no way. Oh
released
man, we're on the same page. Did you see their
the All
release?
Ends collection?
Yes.
Yes.
So I was gonna bring this back up because I was thinking about our old segment, the Monument segment.
Yes.
And I was actually thinking of maybe bringing it back, but I hadn't thought of it until just now, or like about doing any pre-research. But I did think it was very interesting. So the Etc. launched this new collection with different regions of Tacoma. So it's like Lakewood or Northside or what have you. And then the like monument you almost think of for each of the different ones.
Yep.
So one of them had the B&I.
Yep. Lakewood.
Lakewood had the B&I. The North End had the
Stadium
High School.
South End got the Mountain.
South End got the. I mean that. Everybody should get the Mountain, but I'll give it to them.
Yeah. East Side
got the Stadium. Yeah.
And then Hilltop got St. Joe's.
Yes.
And I thought that was
the coolest one.
I thought that was a great pick.
Say because it just the way that they cut it out and the way those weird arches are on the bottom. It's just such a distinct looking building.
Yeah.
And it's a cool looking. Yeah. No, that's funny you saw that because I was going to bring that up too.
Yeah. It does. It kind of reminds me of a conversation we had about how like cities sort of identify themselves through landmarks.
Oh yes.
And
the amount that we have in Tacoma is like more than our fair share. It seems.
Because like if they do the collection again and they include the West End where I live. Narrows Bridge, easily.
I mean, it's world famous.
Yeah, it has to be.
Yeah. I mean, it's almost surprising none of those were we didn't get any bridges anyway.
Yeah, I'm actually. I would say of all of them, the Narrows Bridge is the most famous. But if they did downtown, they could probably do something like the. Bridge
do you think
of
if they
Glass.
did Gig Harbor, they'd give them the bridge?
Hell no.
I don't think they
can
rep Gig Harbor.
No.
At ETC.
No.
It's the other side.
They stay local. They stay very local. I appreciate that. Lakewood gets the count. Lakewood. Well, we adopt Lakewood.
Yeah, I like Lakewood.
We'll take Parkland too. Parkland's okay.
Sure.
I believe
you get any further, you get down to Stillicum, that's a different world.
Yeah, very different world. Or you go out to Frederickson, Spanaway.
Yeah.
Nah, that's not us.
I even feel like if you're like in Chambers Creek.
Yeah.
I think that's to me the edge.
Like UP Fircrest, they're very different. Like I'm close to the border with Fircrest and UP, and every time I drive into them, I'm like, this isn't Tacoma.
This is a little different here.
Very different. But yeah, it's cool to see just like their thought into what was like a notable monument in each or landmark in each part of Tacoma and sort of how it lined up with like what I think when I think that part of Tacoma. I guess a few of the differences is like the South End I don't really think of much, and I think that's why they picked the Mountain.
Yeah.
Like I guess when you're in the South End, it's like the mountain's there, which is pretty cool. But the whole city can see the mountain.
Everywhere is the mountain.
Yeah. Actually, I can't see it from my place, but
well, yeah, I can't see it with my eyes closed. Either.
I'm sure if I got up on a ladder or something, I could probably.
You think so?
Maybe.
That'd be cool.
I'm gonna get up on the roof.
Just
one
have
of
a ladder
days.
just for peeking at the mountain.
Yeah, if I can, if I can see the mountain from my roof, I'm gonna start hanging out on the roof more.
There you go.
Yeah.
So I do think for our future episodes, I'd like to bring back monuments.
Yeah.
I thought that was a fun segment, and we kind of went by the wayside that we can bring back around.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Cool.
Cool.
All right. Well, do you got anything else on the week coming up?
2 Sounders games. I don't really know what else is happening in terms of events, but playing the Galaxy on Wednesday, and then we are playing. Who are we playing on Saturday? It's not that important because I forgot about it.
There must not be a legendary game in the works.
I'm just so focused on Wednesday against the Galaxy. Not that they're very good, so I think we'll be okay.
Well, there we go.
Yep.
And as for me, I don't think I got anything this week, other than the mics on Monday and Thursday, and
yes.
I'll be working Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I don't even know who it is. It's I haven't been paying attention to the lineup. I look at the month calendar at a time, but the new month is here, and a whole new calendar.
Yep, whole new month.
Yep. So I guess we'll be seeing you next week, and maybe even some new segments.
Yeah.
So look forward to that.
All right.
All right. Live life like the mountains out, and see you next week.
Thanks.